Richard Old, how are you? And Simon Jones, hi. Wouldn't it be nice? Hi. Robert Newbert, hi. Watch this 6364. This is a test again, but I'm checking cameras. We've got the setup sorted, and just want to make sure you can hear me and see me as well. Hello everybody, this is a test. It's not gone wrong, I hope. Michael Wright, hi. David Jones. My eyesight's not very good from this distance, so I have to sort that out. Hugh, sorry, of course it is. It's alright mate, I'm not really thinking about it, Hugh. That's better. I can see what's going on here now, I think. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm experiencing an approximate 8-second lag from what I'm saying or doing here to what you see on the screen. Is the video and audio, yeah, hang on, the video and audio is good. That's nice to know, Hugh, thank you. I'll just run through the different angles. This angle you're seeing me now will be sort of for introduction and questions and answers, because you can see my ugly face completely. Then I've got another camera angle here, which is the overhead. That's here. And again, I don't know if you see that within an 8-second period. If you could just let me know whether you can see the overhead with my hand in it. Yes, I realise it's slightly, what I've had to do, I've got a, hang on a minute, lighting's a bit hot, Erin McGrath, yeah. If I'm standing here, I think that you'll find it's okay. I've had to put a bit of a deflector up on the fluorescent tube, which is above the lathe. So if I stand back here, it should be okay. And if I move in, then hang on a minute, you can't see me now, can you? There we go, that's better. What I was saying is that I have a deflector on the fluorescent tube above me, so if I stand back from the lathe, then it shouldn't be too washed with light, but as I come forward, it starts to shine off my thinning hairline. But that's something that I will be aware of, because most of the time when I'm turning, I'll obviously be using the overhead. I have another angle here, and I'm not quite sure about the setup of this one yet, but it gives an end-on view. So basically, the sound, is the sound okay? Yeah, stepping back. Thanks, Erin. Yeah, that's I am aware of that. I could increase the deflector, but then it'll be like midnight in here. Audio and video, great. Yeah, hang on, I can't. Ooh, bear with me a minute. This is all new to me. It's not the same as doing a video and editing it. Okay, audio and video, great. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put you on the overhead. Hang on, I'll put you on the overhead, and then I got to just spin the lathe up, and I wonder if you could just let me know if that sound distorts. So I'll spin the lathe up and just do a basic cut with my 3/8 spindle gouge. I want to make as much noise as possible while I'm talking, so if I just do a basic cut, can you still hear me, or is it distorting? That's really what I want to know. Audio's good, yes, sound good. How was it, because of this delay, how was the sound with, oh, still good. Cody Hatton, thank you. No problems with sound. Ah no, Louis Boucher says it's distorted. Your sound really good during the cut. Not bad, that's good. Hear you fine. It's distorted. Can still hear you, buddy, but quite noisy. Yeah, I realise it would be. Sound good, no distortion. Right, okay. I will look into that. But I think I've got I've got a splitter coming, because the situation is that I am not able to use my lavalier mic because it won't fit into my laptop. Well, it will, but it won't actually be recognised. And I got a new laptop for this because my other one was very old and steam driven. But this one is quick enough and everything, but it has a mic stroke headphone jack, and none of my external mics will actually work in it. So I've got this splitter coming, and hopefully that'll sort it, because at the moment I'm using the audio of the overhead Logitech webcam, which is overhead. I can change that to another one maybe. Anyway, for the first one or two there are going to be quite a few. You tended to increase the volume of your speech toward the end of the cut, and distortion started then. Okay, that's something. Thank you, Sheldon. Watch this 364. Yes, I have got a clip-on mic, but as I've said, I can't get it to be recognised by the laptop, and it's something I'm working on. It's going to be a few days before it comes. So I'm hoping to do a why can't you speak to me? Because YouTube has it. That's not the sort of platform this is. This is directly YouTube. This is not Zoom or a similar platform. With Zoom you can talk, but with YouTube you can't. Only I can talk, and I can take questions via the chat, because I can see all the chat coming up in the chat box. Yeah, watch this 364. As I've said, I think it's because of the lag. I have got a lavalier mic, a clip-on mic, but it's not recognised by the laptop. Kevin, oh good, okay. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be obviously some gremlins, which hopefully I will sort out as the time goes on. I'm intending to do a sort of a demo come questions and answers tomorrow evening, 7:30 GMT, and planning to be on for maybe, I don't know, hour and a half, couple of hours, depending how it goes. I mean, it's not going to be set in stone, but it's basically a test with turning and questions and answers, and then I can evaluate how well that's gone down and whether or not I need to change anything drastically. I will announce on YouTube when I've finally decided it's definitely going ahead tomorrow, and I'll also put it on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram or Twitter or those. I'll put it on Facebook. I'll put it in the two groups that I'm a member of, that's Grit and Sheen and Woodchuckers, and indeed on my own page on Facebook as well. And I believe I can do it in YouTube as well. If I set it up today, it'll be an event that's scheduled, and you will get notification as well. But again, it's all a learning curve. I'm not too sure how that works, so we'll see, and you can come along this new journey with me. Can you announce it? Yes, I can. Mike, who inspired me to turn my first goblet, I made it a few years ago, and I want to say thank you. Alexander, my pleasure. Thank you very much for your support, my friend. I really appreciate it. I'm absolutely amazed, actually, how many people are... Oh, Wayne. Hello, Wayne. How are you? Nice to see you. See, you know, Wayne the Woodturner's got a great channel, and he does streaming, and he's an old hand at it now, you see. So this is my first proper... oh, by the way, I don't know if you want to see my forearm, because that's what you saw for 4 minutes on my first test, without me realising I'd gone live. So I had a few requests to show the forearm again. Hi Scott, yeah, all's fine mate, thank you. As I say, this is a new experience for me. It is not going to go without flaws. And I'll say this from the outset, as I always do on my videos, anything I say is only my opinion. If my goblet goes flying, I'm not going to bother about, oh, I can't edit it. It's what happens. If I go through the bottom of a bowl in the future, it's what happens. And hopefully we can all learn from the experiences that you see me do, as we do from other great turners, much greater than I. You missed the white t-shirt. Right. I'm playing with lighting here as well because I've got very bright fluorescent tubes, 6 of them in the garage. Because don't forget, this isn't a purpose-built workshop. It's a workshop made out of a double garage. And with my failing eyesight, I need good light over the lathe. So there are certain things that don't work well with video and with live streaming. Some of the things we'll just have to put up with, but other things I'll try and rectify and improve as time goes on, basically. Knew there was something missing. You missed me there, Richard. What's missing, mate? Oh, is that the forearm? I'm going to have to bring this closer. Excuse me. Purely and simply because I can't see the screen properly. Again, that is something which I'll have to work on. There we go. That's better. I can see what I'm doing now. If I make that a complete, that's not much better. Okay, Sheldon, that's great. Thank you. I won't worry about the flaws because there's, seriously, my friend, there are too many to worry about. Just ask my wife. Wayne, when are you on, Mike? I'll be on tomorrow night, mate, 7:30. Wayne, that is the plan. But all good plans go awry. But that's what I'm hoping to do. All I'm going to be doing to begin with is a basic goblet. My thoughts of how I look at goblets with regards to their proportions, the various ways of hollowing, etc. And I'm not bothered if I finish it. It's not really for the goblet. It's really to get interaction and questions from the newer turner as well. This is what I'm really hoping to do, is to attract some newer turners to my live streams so they don't have to wait for a week or 2 weeks for me to answer them when they leave a comment on YouTube. It can be done as and when they ask the question, providing I don't miss it. Another thing, I just want to try and portray the format of my live streaming. There'll obviously be an initial introduction and a welcoming of people joining. Then I intend not to look at the chat at all and to get on with a demo for 10-15 minutes, whatever, and then stop and then do a bit of chatting and then carry on with the demo, and do it in that way, because it's very frustrating for a viewer to have put a question up and I'm ignoring it because I'm demonstrating or I'm actually at the lathe, and I'll try and give I'll talk as I'm going through the cuts. Tomorrow will be good for me as never turned a goblet. Hopefully it'll be a one-piece one, Hugh. Not a two-piece, but if it's a two-piece, it is. Tea break. Well, yeah, I think the thing is, maybe if I'm going to go 2 hours, what I'll do, I think, is do maybe, I don't know, half an hour or so, and have a little break. You can have a cup of tea, and they can ask some questions, and just make it just as if you're in my garage with me, and we're having a chat and a personal get together. Hi, Andy. Then nurses. I must get my eyes sorted out. Great, I hope you enjoy it. Pete Hoffert, just forge ahead, Mike. If you improve things as you go along, we learn as much from any mistakes as we do from so-called perfect demo. Always enjoy your channel. That's very kind of you, Pete. I appreciate it. That's Pete Hoffert. Thank you very much. And again, I'm extremely humbled by the number of people that have actually joined already. I don't know where I can find out how many people there are actually. See, all these things are new to me. Oh, there's 58, my word, there's 58 of you. That is incredible. At this time of day, sort of 3 o'clock GMT anyway. Is it 3? No, it's 25 to 4 with the 8-second lag. That's brilliant. I really appreciate it. I know a lot of you possibly won't not understand what I'm going to say, but I would like to make a massive thank you to my friend Scott Waugh, who spent 2 nights with me trying to get me to understand OBS, which is the system I'm using, and also my good friend Martin Saban Smith, who, as I said on Facebook surprisingly never refused to take one of my calls, because I've bounced a lot off them as well. So it's down to them. Thank you very much indeed. And I think what I'm going to have to do now is what I'll do with the comments you've left, if I can scroll up possibly, but what I intend to do is look at all the comments, and hopefully there are some comments there with regards to what the sound was like, what the problem was when I started turning, etc. I don't mind it being a little bit distorted, but I most probably won't do much talking once I've decided, or once I've told you viewers what I'm actually doing. I should leave it there, but I'll see how it goes. We'll see how it works. Low on volume on my computer. Again, I've done all the various tests, and it seems to be pretty good. However, I think it does depend an awful lot on your broadband, on the individual broadband speed, and the lag difference as well, what machine you're using, and so on and so forth. So there will be varying experiences, I think. Sound is perfect now. Right, okay. I've got to work on the sound. I do want to try and get something other than the speakers that are in the webcams and on the laptop, but I have to find a way of getting my laptop to actually recognise those external speakers. Hello Chisky Wood Creations. Hello there, how are you? I don't know about Goblet King, possibly the king of getting goblets to fly off the lathe, two-piece goblets and three-piece goblets, but thank you. I really do appreciate everybody coming by and giving me their findings. It is great, I really appreciate it. Hi Steve Jeremiah, how are you, mate? Just tuned in and looking good, mate. Thank you, I appreciate it. As I say, this is just another test, but at least on this test I'm aware that it's actually going. Maybe you're in disguise. Maybe you could possibly let me know. I'm experiencing a lag, I assume. It's about 8 seconds from the time I'm doing something here. The time it's broadcast on YouTube, it's about between 6 and 8 seconds, which is not a problem, because once it starts to actually be seen by you, it's got to be seamless. But sometimes there will be a delay. If I'm answering questions only, your question won't come up on here and I won't be able to reply to you. There'll be a 6 to 8 second lag. Image looks a bit bleached out. Does it look bleached out now though? I don't think so. I was just explaining, I've got these fluorescent tubes. I have to sort something out with reading. I've got my good glasses on as well, but I still can't see. Yeah, a bit bleached out. Burnsley lad, yeah, I'm explaining, it is bleached out now because it's shining off my bald head, this fluorescent tube, but as I stand back, I put some very thin wooden shutters over it. As I stand back, hopefully then it's a better picture. So it's only when I go forward, which I need to do, to read. But I think what I could do, if you bear with me, because I'm not going to be actually doing a demo or demonstrating now, if I bring the laptop dolly forward, then I can see what I'm doing without going into I can stay back here and still read. Now that's better. I know it's a bit higher, but it means I can read the chat a bit better now. Right, okay. No, I'm still going in there to read. You also have to be careful how you modulate your own voice. Sometimes you get quiet and that might be, yeah. I'm fully aware of the problems with the audio, if you like, because I would like to wear a lapel mic, but I can't get my laptop to actually recognise it. So I'm using the mic on the webcams, which is good, but if I move away, obviously the volume to you reduces, and if I get too close then it starts to boom. So with a lavalier mic, it stays fairly constant, and that is something I'm working on as well. Hello Val, how are you? Okay, I think that what I am gonna have to accept is that the audio is going to be leave a little bit to be desired to begin with, purely and simply because I haven't got the setup as I would want it. So that is something which is going to have to be worked on, and I'll see how it goes. But I'll work with I've got 3 mics that could work, one on the laptop, one on each webcam. Possibly the webcam that's furthest away might be a better idea, because at the moment I'm using the one that's over the lathe, which is only about 12 inches away from me. Okay, ARC, Andy, hello, handsome. Just off work. Hello Andy, how are you, mate? Nice to see you. Thanks for popping in. There's going to be nothing of much interest, I assure you. It's purely a test, and I'm Ian Maud. Hello Ian, how are you? Pleased to see you, mate. Hope you're keeping well. Hello Chris. Hello Drew, my old mate. How are you? As you look at the screen, the lower part is good colour. When you start looking, yeah, I know. When I do this, Drew, it starts to get a bit flared because of the light above me. I'm having a problem, I must be totally honest with you, reading the chat, which is a problem in itself. And to read the chat, I'm having to go forward. So I'll have to work on that. But this is all what this is about. I can work on that hopefully before tomorrow night. You see, I just can't read that now. I must get somehow try and get bigger text. I'll work on that. I'm going to need bigger text, I think. Yeah, glass cutter, great. Yeah, the mic placed on the shirt. I've got 2 of those actually, but I can't get them recognised by the laptop. So at the moment I'm using the webcam mics. And apologies to everybody if you heard me say this, but I'm sort of trying to address questions as they come through. Hello there, Wolfie. How are you, Wolfie? Good enough. All the way from Austria. That's brilliant, thank you. And I can't believe there are 75 at the moment of you watching me do a test, which is brilliant. You are a brilliant bunch of people, you really are. You're an inspiration to me, you really are. I need a hood. I'll tell you what, excuse me, I'll just go off camera a minute. You see, I don't wear a cap, but if I wore a cap, that really solves the problem. But I don't wear a cap very often, or maybe I should just put some powder on my head. Okay, again the camera angles we will play with. I mean, I can move a couple of them, and I just want to. It's difficult to get really close in like I can on some of the videos because the zoom facility on the webcams obviously is a little lacking, but nevertheless we'll get it through. Hopefully it'll all come to fruition. And you need a hood. I've just read that bit. Right, John PBH, thank you, it's quite good. I realise it's not perfect, but at the moment, as I say, it's a learning curve for me, and I'm working with webcams. I normally work with a camcorder while I'm videoing, and in fairness, it's quite an expensive camcorder that has a lot of manual adjustments that I can make when I'm filming. The webcams have got good quality, providing the lighting is correct, and my lighting leaves quite a bit to be desired for this type of a setup, but in time hopefully things will change. Yeah, thanks Burns lad. Yes, I can. It's I know I could bring, I've got a large screen that I could bring out here, but that is really not practical for this situation. It's basically my eyesight, it just needs, I will sort that out. Thank you for your, Mike, it'll be fine, you're not the BBC. No, BBC Wales, BBC Cymru maybe, Ian Maud. But no, yes, I know, it's not the BBC, but we like to get things as good as we possibly can. I think that's just the way we all are. And okay, thanks Mike. My missus looks like, oh God, I can't read it. There's a bit of glare on the lens, not just when you lean in, maybe a little shade lens. So yeah, okay, yes, I'll agree. There's all these things which I have to look at, and all I wanted to make sure is that I can actually get the thing up and running. And okay, yeah, there is. If I bring it down like this, then and possibly if I put a cover over the top of the like so, if something like that over the camera that's on the laptop, I might not even, in the end of the day, I might not even use the laptop as a talk to camera. I'll see. I might get away with two cameras and talk to one and have that on the piece as well. Again, it's all a learning curve. Okay, Bill, thank you very much, Bill. I'm glad it's going okay. Well, guys, what I'm going to do one more time, if I may. Costas, how are you? Can you put it on a sponge from kitchen or you lose the knife? Oh, you're only your voice. Yeah, okay, nobody wants to see me anyway. I don't know if anybody wants to hear me, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think it's going to be a fairly steep, well, it's been a steep learning curve anyway, but I'm really excited about it, I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you'll enjoy the journey with me, and you know, we will meet hopefully tomorrow night, and I'm going to be just turning a basic goblet, and we'll just see what arises. I'm not bothered if I finish it. What I'm really interested in is hopefully attracting some of the newer turners, and hopefully they will benefit by some of my explanations to their questions, and also from the experience of the other people that are tuning in, because after all said and done, we have to look after our new turners and make sure they enjoy the craft and carry on with it. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is call it an afternoon. Hi Wayne, sound is coming through great on my PC. I do feel, and I'm not trying to pass the buck, that some people might be experiencing a distorted or a less of a quality of sound and indeed of picture, and it could, and I'm not blaming their machinery, but it could be their connection, it could be 1,000,001 things, or 1,001 things, let's not exaggerate. So I have to go on what I see here, and I've done a few private tests and everything seems to be fairly good. The only issue I think is when I'm turning. Now if I do it once again, I'll change the camera just to show off I know how to change the camera angle right to the overhead, and I think I'm talking to the overhead camera. Now if I put the lathe on, I know there's going to be a delay, and I'm going to do another cut, and I'm going to stand right over by the camera, well obviously because it's over the piece, and I'm just going to do a very light cut and then a heavy cut and carry on talking, not necessarily talking about anything specific. Now that is very loud anyway, so I've got a bit of old dry oak on here, and it is a very it's making a very loud noise anyhow. I mean, it's not the ideal type of wood to do a demo with because it is such a hard wood. Okay, very distorted. Yes, I thought it would be. I thought it would be. This is where I am going to fall down until, you see, Drew could hear okay still, so I don't know, I'll have to research that, why some people can hear me well and others can't. I think that the ideal situation is going to obviously be, let's just change it so you can see my lovely face again. I think that it's going to be undoubtedly a lapel mic, but I have to find a way of getting my new laptop. My old laptop did it, but it didn't have the grunt to run 3 cameras, but it actually saw my exterior mic. However, that's something I'll be working on, and hopefully, if not by tomorrow night, at least on the 2nd or 3rd stream that I'll do. The other thing you will obviously hear rumbling, our cottage, we've got a large garden, but these old cottages, I mean we've been here 30 odd years, but we're always built near the road, and now that the lockdown hasn't been lifted, but restrictions have been eased, there's a lot more traffic going into my village now than has been, so you'll have to unfortunately put up with the odd rumble as vehicles go by. Okay, audio suffers a little bit during the cut, but one can still hear. That is that's great to hear, Peter Hoffert, because I'm not too bothered in the initial stages if the audio is a little distorted when I'm turning. What I'll most probably do when I'm doing the demo tomorrow and answering questions is explain what I'm going to do before I do it, and then just a little bit of a talking while I'm turning. I find it very difficult not to talk, which I'm sure most of you realise by now. Right. I don't wear the JSP. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. There's a possibility, Richard. Yeah. I'll have a look at that. Mike, you use a hands-free for speaking. I do the same. Works fine. Yeah. I've got a hands-free. I've got several of them, Costas. I've got 2 in actual fact. One wired and one unwired, but I can't get my laptop to recognise them, and I've got a splitter on order, and hopefully that will solve that problem. Okay, the only time it's distorted is when you try to talk louder. Ah, right, okay. Thank you, Levi. I'm wondering actually, because it's louder here, and I'm trying to raise my voice above the... Now that is a good point, I'll do some checks on that. I could use my mobile phone, but I don't think I could actually put it through the laptop, because I've got everything sorted out on the laptop, so everything's got to run through OBS. I've spent the last 2 or 3 days learning OBS with Scott Wall, my friend, and indeed Questions to Martin, Saban Smith, and I'm very reluctant to do anything other than that. Oh, good. I think by and large it's not too bad for a bit of a, as I always say, Heath Robinson setup, but it will improve as time goes on. As long as you can see what I'm doing and you can laugh when things go flying, that's the main thing. The audio is not secondary, but I think when I'm answering questions on a questions and answer session, or a section of the video will be questions and answers, there shouldn't be a problem, because there's no other noise apart from my voice droning on, so I don't think that'll be a problem. And I'll get a softer wood as well, so the sound won't be quite as harsh as it is with this old dry oak that I'm testing here. Yeah, Levi's right. Yes, I realise he most probably is, John. Picking up you perfectly on mobile phone, right, Costas? Just a small cut again. Don't shout when you start. Yeah, okay. Thanks. The thing is, Ian, it's so different to doing a video, and because I won't say you don't get a second chance, but it's very difficult to perceive what other people see and hear. And so I don't even look at the YouTube video going, I've just got the chat going. Because of the delay, that is off-putting as well, and I've decided to hide that, and all I see is me on my OBS, so that way, hey, my assessment is many of your concerns are with the reviewer's connectivity rather than your setup, so relax, enjoy yourself. We naturally speak up when it gets noisy. Yeah, you're right, Ian, it's something that I'll have to work on. maybe if I wore earplugs. But yes, I think you're right, Bill. It could very well be that certain people's equipment maybe doesn't react as well to this sort of a situation as others do. So there's that to take into account as well. Yeah, I think you're right. Thank you, Kenneth. I will, and the same to you, my friend. I think at the end of the day, I've got to boldly go on with it as it is and accept the fact that there are going to be some viewers who don't get such a good experience as others. And, you know, I think that's just the way it is. And I haven't really got a problem with that. It's just a shame that we can't all watch it immediately, no lag, perfect audio, perfect video. Hopefully it will come to that when I get a bit more experience with it. The main thing is, yeah, okay, that's good. I don't think I shall bore you anymore now. What I'll do now is let you get on, and I'll thank you once again very much. And I'm going to be absolutely blatant with this. There is a thing on live streaming. It's called Super Chat, and if during the demo or the streaming session you feel you'd like to contribute to the channel, it would be very much appreciated. What I've decided to do, and I heard Martin did something similar, and I think it's a great way to go, anything that is donated purely by Super Chat, not, you know, the normal advertising, which is pitiful anyway, but through Super Chat, I will put into a separate account, and that will be purely used to improve the experience that I can give my viewers. So it'll go into bits of equipment to improve things as and when it gets to a point where I say, right, okay, I can do that now, and then hopefully that'll just and it's your equipment. It's not mine. It's for me to give you the best experience that I possibly can. If I could do it through my mobile phone and not spend a penny, I'd be more than happy. But it doesn't work that way. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. And I haven't enabled Super Chat on this because it's just a test, but it will be enabled when I go live tomorrow night, providing everything goes well, and I do go live tomorrow night. And as I say, any contributions will be greatly appreciated and hopefully will benefit the quality of future streams to come. Okay, everybody, well, thank you very much indeed for coming in, and especially for all your comments. I will read all through the comments. I've obviously missed a lot, not just because of lag, because I just like the sound of my own voice as well. Well, thanks very much indeed, and I hope to see many of you tomorrow evening at 7:30. I think I'll start about 7:15 just to get things going, and then we'll start demoing and questions and answers from 7:30 onwards, and we'll see how long it takes. Thanks very much again, and all take care and stay safe. Cheers now.